Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday, January 24th, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass. We are getting breaking news out of Minneapolis where Alex J. Preddy, an ICU nurse for the Veterans Administration, 37 years old, was gunned down in the streets in cold blood by federal agents. The federal government is murdering American citizens on American soil, and that is an act of war against we the people. That is an act of treason and sedition. We're going to look at the definitions of treason and sedition. I've taken notes. I've prepared this show in light of today's events with the cold-blooded murder of Alex J. Preddy. And not only is the federal government murdering American citizens, they're doing it without any accountability. They are claiming to have 100% immunity to just go out and murder American citizens. We know Renee Good was shot 3 times near point blank range in the head and did not have a firearm. She was in her vehicle trying to flee a scene. That is cold-blooded murder. There are other ways to handle this besides murdering American citizens. And I just can't believe this is happening in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. And make no mistake, the United States government is declaring war on we the people. And I will get more into that as the show goes on. And I have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to do this in 30 minutes. We might go a little bit over. I apologize. I try to keep these videos short for the attention span of people. The social media, all this technology has really deteriorated the attention span of the American people, which is what they want. It makes it easier for them to prey upon us and take advantage of us and to murder us. And they can just turn the channel and in 3 days, you won't even know who Alex Preddy is. I'm surprised anyone still knows who Renee Good is. So I say this is an act of war, and it is an act of war. When the federal government, who are paid by we the people to serve we the people, are murdering we the people, that is an act of war. That is treason. That is sedition. Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution defines treason as levying war against the United States. We the people are the United States. We are a self-governing constitutional federal republic. Let me repeat that. According to the Constitution, this is the law, the United States is a self-governing constitutional federal republic, which means we the people are a self-governing people. We elect officials to serve our interest that we pay. We pay these people to do a job. It's as if you were the owner of a company and you brought in employees to go out in the field and do work, whether it was sales, whether it was field work, whether it was marketing. You are the owner of the company. And if your employee came into the company, stole all of your money, and shot you, and then tried to say, well, I worked for the company, so you can't charge me because I was an employee of the company. It does not work like that, ladies and gentlemen. So Article 3, Section 3 defines treason as levying war against the U.S., which these acts of murder in cold blood are acts of war. Adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. When we are giving Israel $4 billion a year, and Israel is taking over all of our media, they are infiltrating our churches, they are claiming that we cannot criticize them or we will be deemed anti-Semitic. That is not an ally, that is an enemy using our money against us to destroy our country. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. Our greatest ally is our greatest enemy. Just like in personal relationships, you're often betrayed by the people closest to you because they know your ins and outs. They have the ability to betray you because they've gotten so close to you. That being said, we're going to look at a couple of history examples of treason. Aaron Burr in 1807 was tried for treason for allegedly, I hate that word, I hate that we have to say allegedly or these other words we have to say. It's just the truth. He was tried for treason for allegedly plotting to create an independent nation in the middle of North America, but was acquitted. So Aaron Burr was acquitted. Now we have William Joyce, 1945. This is just after World War II. And we've done this before with these Israel people, these Jews. We've been down this road before. The whole world went to war over the Jews. Let me repeat that. There was 2 world wars over the Jews. The Jews. So William Joyce, a U.S.-born citizen who broadcasted Nazi propaganda, like Fox News, like CBS, that's propaganda. It's just Jewish propaganda, which basically is the same thing. Convicted of treason in the United Kingdom. So William Joyce, just for broadcasting propaganda in 1945, was convicted of treason in the United Kingdom. John Amory, 1945, a British fascist who sought to recruit for the Nazis, convicted and executed for treason. So when we have Jews in our government recruiting more Jews to go against we the people of the United States of America and our interest, our nation's interest, putting Israel's interest above our nation's interest. And when I say putting Israel's interest above our interest, when Israel receives $4 billion a year of our tax dollars, and we have veterans sleeping in the streets, we have people who can't work, we have people who can't afford gas and groceries, that is giving aid and comfort to an enemy, because Israel is our enemy. Make no mistake about it. So sedition. Sedition is speech or actions intended to incite rebellion. You don't think murdering American citizens, unarmed women, is an action intended to incite a rebellion? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen when you're murdering innocent American citizens on U.S. soil? You don't think that's inciting a rebellion? This is treason and sedition by definition. So I covered that we the people are a self-governing nation, a self-governing constitutional federal republic. And now I'm doing pretty good on time. I'm at 8 minutes. We are going to go over the Declaration of Independence, and I'm going to read everything I have written down here is straight from the Declaration of Independence. I just picked out the important parts because I didn't want to give you the nonsense. I just want to give you the meat and potatoes of it, not a bunch of legal talk. So we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let me repeat that. All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. American citizens are being gunned down in the streets. People are being kidnapped. Where's the life in that? Where's the liberty in that? And the pursuit of happiness? Where is it? That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed, which means if we the people do not consent to what our government is doing, they are not allowed to do it. We the people have the power, not these psychopaths with a government employment status. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, let me repeat that. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, when government officials are taking our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. So let me be perfectly clear here right now. If our public servants cannot serve we the people accordingly, they either need to resign or we the people need to rise up. Those are the two options moving forward for the United States of America to survive. Make no mistake, this is the most dangerous time for our nation in 250 years. This is worse than the Civil War because this is a complete takeover of our nation by an enemy, and it's being done from within our own government, ladies and gentlemen. So we either need to alter this or abolish it. Alter means the people who are in office, who know what's going on, who know this is treason, this is sedition, this is murder, this is just evil, either need to step up and fix this problem immediately, or we the people need to go to arms and be prepared to stand against the federal government who are not serving our interest, which is their sole duty and responsibility as servants of we the people, a constitutional federal republic of self-governing people. This is not China. This is not Russia. We are not a dictatorship. We have rights. And it is our job as American citizens, it is our duty as American citizens to do whatever it takes to preserve our rights. When our government betrays our rights, we need to alter or abolish that government immediately. These people do not have any legal or moral authority to do this. Are we being clear here? Now, this is important. This is important, and I need you to think back over the last 8 to 16 years, actually longer than that. We can go back to the Clinton administration. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future security. So when the government continues on a path of reducing the American people, eroding our rights away, taking our freedoms and our liberties against our will for a long period of time, it is our right, it is our duty to throw off such a government and provide new guards for their future security. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have children, if you have grandchildren, or if you want to live in a free society for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, these are dire times right now. I cannot tell you how important this is. I cannot tell you the urgency of what is happening in the United States of America right now. Our government is intentionally destroying our country to preserve their power, to steal our money, and to enslave us. Make no mistake, the United States government no longer wants free citizens. The United States government wants slaves. I cannot say that any more clear. And if you don't see that by the actions taken by the United States government, then you need to wake up. So that is all the notes I have for now. I mean, I could go through and read this book, but I advise everyone to get one of these books. This is The Law of the Land. We will read from John today to close the thing. Let's find John 22, John 3:22. After these things, Jesus and his disciples came into the land of Judea, and there he was spending time with them and baptizing. John was also baptizing in Aenon near Salem, because there was so much water there, and people were coming and were being baptized. For John had not yet been thrown into prison. John the Baptist was thrown into prison. This is a man baptizing people and bringing people to Jesus Christ. Thrown into prison. Who threw him into prison? The Jews. Because the Jews hate Jesus. Therefore, there arose a discussion on the part of John's disciples with a Jew about purification, and how they came to John and said to him, Rabbi, which means teacher, Rabbi, he who is with you beyond the Jordan, to whom you have testified, behold, he is baptizing and all are coming to him. Now let me say, Jesus was baptizing and all were going to Jesus. That's why the Jews hated Jesus, because he was drawing too much attention, too much of a crowd. And I don't mean to draw a parallel between regular people and Jesus Christ, because there is only one Jesus Christ. But if you look at people who begin to gather followings, Charlie Kirk's, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Yeah, we all know what happened to Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens. She's developed quite a following, speaking the truth. She's taken some death threats. We see what happens to people when you speak the truth and you start to gather a following. And you start leading people away from these evil Jews, this government. And this is a tyrannical government, make no mistake. John answered and said, a man can receive nothing unless it has been given him from heaven. You yourselves are my witnesses that I said I am not the Christ, but I have been sent ahead of him. He who has the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom who stands and hears him rejoices greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. So this joy of mine has been made full. He must increase, but I must decrease. Which means when you're at a wedding and you're the best man at a wedding, you're excited because your best friend is getting married. Just because you're not getting married doesn't mean you're not excited for your friend who's getting married. And when you bring people to Jesus Christ and the truth, it should excite you. That's why I speak the way I do, because I'm very passionate about my love for Jesus, about my country, about my son. I'm very passionate and I care. A lot of people are just dead souls breathing air. And what I mean by that is, go next time you go in public, go in your grocery store, go in your Walmart. Next time you go, look around at how the people look in their eyes. Their eyes are glazed over. Look at how they're moving. They're moving slow, shuffling their feet. They do not walk with purpose. They do not move with purpose. They don't even speak with purpose. Most people, listen to most people speak. They can't even form coherent sentences. They speak in broken English because their brains are broken, because they're dead souls breathing air. Ladies and gentlemen, I made this news just now because I just can't watch my country that my grandfather and father both fought for, that I grew up loving, that I grew up thinking was the greatest country on the planet. I cannot just sit by and watch it be destroyed from the inside by some Jews and some pedophiles and some greedy psychopaths that only care about their money and their sex and their power. It is sick, evil, and disgusting. And when I say, and I take this from the Black Panthers, either take up arms or be a slave, ladies and gentlemen. We are at a turning point of America. Turning point. See what I did there? This is a turning point for the United States of America. The Black Panthers in Philadelphia either said, take up arms or be prepared to be a slave. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go to arms. In the words of Paul Revere, to arms, to arms. Everyone to arms. Our government no longer respects us. Our government no longer serves us, and our government is murdering us. This is an urgent message. This is not a joke. And if you're watching Fox News, CBS, ABC, NBC, You need to get on some podcasters. You need to watch some regular people, real people tell the truth. Because this mainstream media is mentally manipulating people to believing their lies. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this today. I am Walter Bass. This is Truth News, and I pray for our country. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. We, the people, need to save our nation. The time is now. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will post another video probably tomorrow, if not later today. Everyone stay safe and warm. And one more thing, I'm in Oklahoma City. They are not plowing our roads. They are not salting our roads. They have given up. They are not doing anything for we the people. We pay these exorbitant amount of taxes. We work ourselves to the bone. We go to work sick, hurting, tired, weak. And they can't even plow our roads for us. They can't even salt our roads in this snowstorm so we can get out and get food. Our government has turned on us, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. Our government does not serve we the people. We the people need to stand up. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. More content later. Everyone stay safe.